Hi, I'm Chris Laporte. I'll be your
Hello.
registered dietitian today.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you. And Ed, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Chris.
Do you have any trouble getting here today?
No, not really. It was pretty easy.
That's good. I know traffic can be really bad around here sometimes. So.
Yes, you're right.
So, what brings you in today, Ed?
Well, I saw my doctor today,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me that I need to take care of my diet
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a little bit overweight and I have a high cholesterol problem.
Okay.
So he recommended that I should see you.
All right. Well, those are two things that I get to see often here, and I really think that it's something that we can both work on to improve these things.
Excellent.
So, if it's all right with you, have you heard of a 24-hour recall?
No, not really.
Okay, so if that's all right with you, that's what we're going to start with today.
Sure.
The way that it works is we go back to yesterday when you woke up, and we go through the whole day, and you can reflect on all the things that you ate in order, as well as you can remember. So that way I can get an idea of what your typical diet's like.
Sure.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So do you mind if I take notes?
No, that's fine.
Alrighty.
Go ahead.
Alright, so let's start with when you woke up yesterday. First thing you ate.
Well, my breakfast was a toast, some fried eggs, and a cup of coffee.
Okay. And about what time would you say?
I would say about 9.
Okay. You said one fried egg?
One fried
One
egg.
fried egg?
Yes.
Okay. And then for your toast, do you normally put butter on that, or do you eat it plain?
I put some butter. on
Butter?
it,
Okay.
Yes.
How much would you say you put?
Probably a teaspoon.
Okay. Alrighty. And did you have anything to drink with this meal?
I had just a glass
Just
of water.
Okay, and the coffee?
And the coffee,
Okay.
yes.
And with your coffee, sorry, I'm pretty specific here, but with your coffee,
That's
do you
alright.
use any creamer or sugar or anything like that?
I put some cream on it,
Okay.
yes. And sugar.
Okay.
Yes.
Like one packet of each? or-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 1 and 1. Exactly.
Very good. All right. Let's move on to the next time that you ate yesterday.
I had lunch.
Lunch. Okay.
Mhm.
Around what time did you say?
I would say about 1:30
Okay.
p.m. Yes.
So what did you have for lunch?
I think I had some pasta
Okay.
and with meatballs.
Okay. What kind of pasta did you have?
It was just spaghetti.
Spaghetti and
Mhm.
meatballs. All right. It's a good choice. Did you have anything to drink with that? Any sides? Anything like that?
I had a Coke, Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. All right. Just a can or?
A can, yes.
Very good. And about how big would you say your plate was? Like for the spaghetti, like a cup, 2 cups,
I would say 2 cups.
2 cups.
Mhm.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, let's move on to next time you ate yesterday, if that's all right.
Mhm. Yeah, I had a light snack at about 4,
Okay.
more or less. Yeah, I had some almonds. Yeah,
Mhm.
I had probably half a cup of almonds,
Okay.
and I had an orange juice, a glass of orange
Glass
juice.
of orange juice?
Yeah, fresh squeezed.
Okay. The almonds that you ate, were they salted, just raw almonds?
Just raw.
Honey roasted?
Raw.
Okay. Raw. Okay. And you said a glass of orange juice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very nice. Did you have anything else to eat yesterday that you can remember?
Yeah, at night, probably at 9 before
Mm-hmm.
going to bed, I had a salad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a chicken salad,
Okay.
and yeah, a glass of water.
Okay. Was your chicken salad like homemade? Did you make it or did you get it somewhere?
Oh, I got it. I got it at McDonald's.
McDonald's? Okay. And you said a glass of water, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
Very good. So is this it for yesterday? Is there anything else that you remember eating that you may want to add?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's pretty much it.
Alrighty. Very well. So would you say that this is overall a typical diet for you?
It is. It is. Sometimes I eat some ice cream
Mhm.
or some dessert, but
Okay.
yesterday I didn't have any. But
Okay.
yeah, typically I may have a dessert once a day.
Okay. I'll just write that in here, just since it's typical for you. All right. So now that I have a better idea of what your typical diet looks like, is there anything that stands out to you when you look at your 24-hour recall? Anything that you think you may want to change, or just have any concerns about or questions?
Well, considering my cholesterol history, I may want to replace the fried eggs with maybe something healthier,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the McDonald's salad is not the best
Yeah.
choice.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that, and of course the spaghetti also may be a factor.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So, when it comes to having high cholesterol, did your doctor explain to you much about how it works? Did he explain to you what that means, what your different cholesterol levels mean, or?
Yeah, well, yeah, he explained some.
Mm-hmm.
I know he said that probably my high cholesterol is genetic.
Yeah.
So I know that changing my diet may help
Mhm.
some. And I know that there is good cholesterol and bad cholesterol,
Okay.
but that's really all I know about it.
Well, that's a good start that you know all of this, and you're right. So the way that it works, cholesterol, you can get high cholesterol one of a couple of ways. Like you said, it could be genetic. You can also get it through lifestyle factors, the way you eat, how much you exercise, and also just age and your gender. For example, a male who is over 55 years old has a much higher chance of having high cholesterol than someone younger. So yeah, and then you're also correct. There are two types of cholesterol. There's LDL and HDL. LDL is low density lipoprotein, and so we call that the bad cholesterol. And having a high amount of this cholesterol is what increases risks of plaque building up in the arteries from the cholesterol being in your blood, and it raises the risk of having heart problems, or like heart attacks or a stroke. So and then HDL is your good cholesterol, and having a high number in this is good because it helps take away that plaque that builds up in your arteries, and having a low number of HDL also increases the risk of having heart issues. So technically, when you have high cholesterol, it's an imbalance of these two types of cholesterol.
I see.
So
Okay.
so do you have any questions about that?
No, not really. I think it's clear now. I always heard about good and bad, but now I understand the difference.
Yeah.
So thanks for explaining.
Yeah, I think cholesterol is something that most people have heard some about, but maybe just don't know all the specific details.
Sure.
But here I made you a sheet that we can look at, and
Okay.
I call it an educational handout. So there's all sorts of things about cholesterol and having high cholesterol that I think will really help you improve this. So here we have an overview explaining you, like I told you earlier, like what cholesterol is, what it does to your arteries, how it's not like fat that sits in your stomach. It's actually going through your blood and creating creating that plaque as long as, if it's the bad cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
Here's, an overview of the types, the symptoms. So what's interesting with cholesterol is having high cholesterol itself doesn't cause symptoms, but it's the after you have the cholesterol for a long period of time, your risks of having a cardiovascular disease or problem go up.
Okay.
So no direct symptoms. So a lot of people don't know that they have high cholesterol a lot of the time.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
No symptoms whatsoever.
Yeah, it's it can be scary that there's a lot of things like this don't come to our attention without going to a doctor. So
Right.
but thankfully I think this is something that we can definitely improve and get you in better shape here.
Excellent.
So going back to the handout, we've got treatments here. Basically saying that your doctor will probably recommend you to change your diet because even though it can be genetic, changing your diet can always happen. It can always improve things.
Sure.
And then here is a cholesterol level chart for adults. And we've got some different categories here. We've got total cholesterol, HDL, which is the good cholesterol, LDL, the bad cholesterol, and triglycerides, which is actually another blood fat measured in the lipid panels. So here's this chart. It kind of explains what good cholesterol levels are for these, borderline, high, and low. So in this case, a good total cholesterol level is less than 200. For HDL, it's 40 or higher. LDL is less than 100, and triglycerides is less than 149.
Okay. So definitely need to work on mine because I don't remember the partials, but the total was around 250.
Oh, wow, okay.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely
So that's
high according to your chart.
Yeah, so according to this chart, you can see that's a pretty high level, but it's not something that's unseen or anything like that. It's something that we can definitely, lower.
Excellent.
So
Well, I'm really interested in working on that.
yeah, I'm really glad to hear that. So yeah, I'm here to help you as much as I can.
Appreciate
So,
that.
Back to this worksheet that I made you. Here's an example of foods to avoid, as well as foods you might want to try to consume if you have high cholesterol. So here it says that reducing saturated fat intake to no more than 5 to 6% of your total daily calories. It's what's recommended as far as saturated fat intake. And any foods that are off the top of your head that might have high saturated fat?
Well, probably the fried eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely one. Some other examples are fatty beef, lamb, pork, poultry with skin,
Okay.
lard, shortening, whole fat dairy products.
Okay.
So those are just some examples of foods that you may want to avoid. And then foods that you may want to consume are good sources of healthy fat and high fiber. So some examples of good foods that you might want to eat. Are you a fan of fish at all?
I love fish.
Really? Okay, so that's excellent. So fatty fish is maybe the best thing that you can eat if you have high cholesterol. Fish that are high in omega-3 fats, especially salmon, trout, tuna.
Sure.
So personally, salmon is my favorite.
I love salmon. I love salmon too. So
yeah, that's great. Some more examples of foods under this category are oats, oat bran, so like oatmeal, things like that. I don't know if you like oatmeal.
I do, and I always heard it was good for the cholesterol, but I thought it was kind of a myth.
No,
So
yeah,
it's
it's
interesting to know that it really helps.
yeah, no, absolutely does. It's a very good source of fiber, and that's one of the main keys to reducing your cholesterol levels is getting those high fiber foods.
Okay.
So in addition to these, some fruits like blueberries and oranges,
Mm-hmm.
and some healthy vegetable oils like olive oil, avocado oil, sunflower oil. You know, especially if you're making the eggs or anything like that, you might want to throw those on one of these kinds of oils.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
that sounds good.
yeah. So, do you have any questions about the sheet?
No, I think it's very clear. So is this something I can take with me?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is definitely something that I want you to keep and look over. You know, you can always, if you ever have any questions, also you can always contact me. But
Sure.
this, as far as an overview, this should,
This is very good.
yeah. So
It's great.
back to your you know, your diet. What do you think are some of the main goals that what I like to do with patients is create maybe 2 or 3, you know, the most important goals that you could think of, because I don't want to, you know, we don't want you to be overwhelmed and try to change too much at once, you know.
Sure.
So we want to do something here that, you know, we think we can slowly work into and, you know, start improving everything. So you know, when you look at this, what would you say maybe are some of the, you know, the first goals that can pop in your head, things that you can potentially change?
Well, probably looking at that, and after what we discussed from this handout, probably cutting on the some of the fats
Mm-hmm.
would be a good goal.
Okay.
I think it's probably very attainable.
Yeah. Definitely. So, for example, what would you think? Maybe, for me personally, I think that if this sounds, you know, like something that you'd be willing to do, instead of a fried egg, maybe have you ever had an egg white?
I have occasionally.
Yeah, so you probably know it's, you know, the egg without the yolk. Has a lot less fat. It's very high in protein and you know, a lot less calories too. So I think this could help you in a variety of ways if
Sure.
you're interested.
Yeah, that's very appealing. I think
Okay.
that will work.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as tasty, but it's definitely, I guess, a healthy choice.
Yeah, and you know, the thing with this is, it doesn't mean that you can never have, you know, some of these foods, a fried egg, a chicken salad, just because we're, you know, the main thing is you want to make sure you just cut back some if you can, you know.
Sure.
So it's not it's not hurting anyone to, you know, have a little cheat meal every once in a while.
Okay.
So,
Good.
okay, so you think the egg white would be a good replacement?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's something we can try.
Okay.
Sure.
Anything else that you see here that you can?
Maybe you know, maybe I could try to avoid buying those salads at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Especially, I think the salad is okay, but the dressing is
Mm-hmm.
definitely, you know, who knows what they put in those.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely something that I would agree with you on. You know, like I said a minute ago, it's okay to have stuff like that every once in a while, but you know, when you go to a place like, you know, like a fast food place, like McDonald's, you know, they might make their salad sound like they're super healthy, but a lot of the times they'll be pretty high in, you know, some fats and sodium, and, you know, things like that, especially with their dressings, like you said.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know how, you know, McDonald's might be a convenient place for you to stop. You know, is that the case? Is there somewhere, you know, else or something else that you think could be as convenient, you know, where it wouldn't be too out of your way to change that up?
Well, I know that there are a couple of those places where they fix tossed salads.
Yeah.
Probably those are not as convenient as
Mhm.
McDonald's, but maybe that's a better choice
Mm-hmm.
because at least you know that they're using fresh ingredients and so on. So
Yeah.
and maybe that's the way to go. That's a good change
Mhm.
to make.
Well, you know, as long as it's something that you not only willing but you'll be able to do, then I think that's a great idea. So
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I'm very interested in doing anything I can because those cholesterol results
hmm
scared me. So I really need to
yeah,
take care of that.
yeah, I know things. When you hear some results like that, it might be a little scary, but I think it's important for you to know that I'm here to help, and this is definitely
Thank you.
something that's very treatable. Um, so we've got those two. How about I was looking at this and I saw they drink a can of Diet Coke. Is that something you typically do once a day or?
Well, yeah, and from time to time, I drink also Coke, regular Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really like Coke.
Okay.
So yeah, I drink several of those every week.
Okay. Coke's definitely a tasty drink, and sodas are something that a lot of people like to drink. But I mean, it's not bad, like I said, to have it every once in a while. But if it's something that you know, if it's something that's becoming a daily thing, maybe do you think it'd be a goal for you to cut back a little bit on it, even if it's not cutting it out cold turkey? At least do you think you could maybe slowly cut back on it?
Yeah, I think I can try. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think it's something doable.
Yeah, um, because even let's say you drank 6, 7 cans a week. Even if we cut back, to 5 for the first couple weeks and 4, it might be easier for you to cut back on it that way.
Okay.
Even though it's tasty, you might end up feeling better when you get the results from cutting back a little bit. So
Sure.
that's completely up to you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I will give it a try.
Okay, that's great. So from what we've gathered here, it sounds like our main 3 goals that you're wanting to do is cut back on the fried eggs and eat a less fatty, breakfast.
Definitely.
So like using something like egg whites, and you did say
Yeah.
you're a fan of oatmeal as well.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I think that's definitely something you should incorporate uh, in your diet. Especially for breakfast because it's such a great source of fiber.
Okay.
So, and then
Awesome.
the second goal was to get instead of those salads from McDonald's, potentially go to, what would you say those was? One of those places that.
Yeah, they toss your salads, or even I could try making them at home from time to time.
Yeah. Okay. That'd be awesome. And then last but not least, the soda.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it sounds like you're gonna try to cut back on those a little bit, even if just 1 or 2 less a week to start
Yes.
off. And
Yeah.
well, I think that's great. And I think with these changes to your diet, I think that we can really make some good changes for you. And I really think that you'll feel a lot better and less scared about this situation.
Definitely.
So thank you for coming in. Do you have any more questions?
No, not really. Well, I have to go through your handout again because in your list, unfortunately, I see some of the food that I like lamb and also pork. So yeah, I will have to think more about my food choices.
Mhm.
But I think this handout will definitely be a good guide for me to remind me what I should avoid and what I should consume.
Yeah.
So
And as I've said, you don't have to completely eliminate some of these things. If you really like lamb, it's all right to have some lamb every once in a while. It's mainly just not overdoing it. It's not just try not to do that every single day.
sure.
Just it's all about improvements. We can't expect anyone to just stop doing things immediately. It's all about transitioning and wanting to slowly improve. So
That's great.
well, Ed, I just want to thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
your help. It's
All
good
right.
meeting you.
Good meeting you too.
Mm-hmm.